In the vastness of the Arabian desert, where time seems to stand still, a pilgrim begins a journey that transcends mere physical travel. The stars above witness countless souls who have made this same pilgrimage, their white garments symbolizing purity and equality before the divine. This is the beginning of Hajj, a sacred pilgrimage that connects millions of hearts across the globe in a shared spiritual quest. The rituals of Hajj are written in sacred texts that have guided pilgrims for over 14 centuries. Each ceremony carries profound meaning, rooted in the footsteps of prophets who walked this holy land. The wisdom contained in these ancient pages speaks to the eternal human quest for spiritual purification and divine connection, transcending cultural and temporal boundaries. The heart of Hajj beats within the Grand Mosque, where millions of souls converge in perfect harmony. The Kaaba, draped in black silk and golden calligraphy, stands as the spiritual center of the Islamic world. Pilgrims move in continuous circles, their white garments creating waves of unity, each person representing a thread in the tapestry of global faith, all drawn toward the same sacred point. As pilgrims approach the Kaaba for the first time, overwhelming emotions flood their hearts. Years of anticipation, spiritual preparation, and life's struggles culminate in this sacred moment. Tears flow not from sadness, but from the profound realization of standing before the house of God, where earthly concerns fade away and the soul connects with its divine origin. The black stone, embedded in the eastern corner of the Kaaba, holds immense spiritual significance. Legend tells it was placed there by the hands of prophets, a fragment of paradise brought to earth. Pilgrims touch or kiss it when possible, following the example of their beloved prophet, connecting with centuries of devotion that have made this simple gesture a profound act of faith. 7 circuits around the Kaaba, known as Tawaf, represent the eternal journey of life around divine guidance. Each circle brings pilgrims closer to spiritual centering, their movements synchronized like planets orbiting the sun. The rhythm of footsteps creates a sacred symphony, where individual identities dissolve into collective devotion, and the heart finds its true direction. To touch the black stone is to connect with the legacy of prophets who have walked this sacred ground. The stone, worn smooth by countless hands over centuries, serves as a bridge between the earthly and divine realms. Pilgrims strain to reach it, their efforts symbolizing the human struggle to attain spiritual closeness to the divine presence. The station of Ibrahim marks the spot where the prophet stood while helping his son build the Kaaba. Here, pilgrims retrace the steps of this righteous man, praying where divine footsteps once touched the earth. The ancient footprints, preserved beneath glass, serve as tangible links to prophetic history, reminding us that we walk in the path of those who came before us in faith. The completion of Tawaf brings profound relief and spiritual satisfaction. Pilgrims who have traveled great distances finally accomplish this central ritual, their hearts filled with gratitude and accomplishment. In these moments of shared joy, strangers become brothers and sisters, united by their common spiritual journey and the transformative power of sacred devotion. The well of Zamzam holds miraculous significance in Islamic tradition, springing forth to save the infant Ishmael from thirst in the barren desert. Pilgrims drink from this sacred source, believing its waters carry divine blessings and healing properties. Each sip connects them to the faith of Hagar, the mother who desperately sought water for her child, trusting in divine providence. Every drop of Zamzam water carries the story of divine intervention and maternal love. As pilgrims drink, they connect with the desperate prayers of Hagar, whose faith moved heaven and earth to provide for her child. The water, unchanged in composition for thousands of years, serves as a tangible reminder that divine mercy flows eternally for those who seek it with sincere hearts. Pilgrims collect Zamzam water not just for themselves, but for loved ones who could not make the journey. This act of sharing sacred blessings reflects the Islamic principle of community and mutual support. The water, once consumed by prophets and saints, now travels across continents, carrying prayers and blessings to homes worldwide, connecting distant hearts through divine grace. The ritual washing with Zamzam water represents spiritual purification and renewal of faith. As the blessed water flows over the body, pilgrims symbolically cleanse themselves of worldly concerns and spiritual impurities. This act of ablution connects them to the purity of their intentions and the sacred nature of their pilgrimage, preparing their souls for deeper divine connection. The journey between Safa and Marwa recreates Hagar's desperate search for water to save her infant son. 7 trips between these hills symbolize the human struggle between hope and despair, faith and doubt. Pilgrims run or walk quickly, their hearts beating in rhythm with ancient prayers, connecting their personal struggles to the universal human experience of seeking divine mercy in times of need. Each step between Safa and Marwa echoes with the footsteps of prophets and countless faithful souls who have made this journey. The physical exertion mirrors the spiritual effort required to draw closer to the divine. Pilgrims climb these ancient paths with hearts full of supplication, their labored breathing accompanied by silent prayers for guidance, healing, and divine acceptance. Reaching the summit of Marwa represents the peak of spiritual striving between the hills. Here, pilgrims pause to offer heartfelt prayers, their raised hands symbolizing surrender to divine will. The view encompasses the entire sacred precinct, reminding them that their individual journey is part of a greater cosmic purpose, where personal devotion contributes to the collective spiritual elevation of humanity. The journey between Safa and Marwa tests both physical endurance and spiritual resolve. When pilgrims struggle, the community of faith surrounds them with care and assistance. These moments of human vulnerability and support demonstrate that the pilgrimage is not just an individual spiritual quest, but a collective journey where believers help one another reach divine proximity through mutual compassion. Every stone between Safa and Marwa holds the memory of countless pilgrims who have walked these paths in devotion. Pilgrims touch these ancient surfaces with reverence, feeling connected to the spiritual heritage of their faith. The physical contact with sacred ground serves as a tangible reminder that they walk in the footsteps of prophets, their own journey becoming part of an eternal chain of devotion. The pilgrimage brings together believers of all ages, each carrying unique life experiences and spiritual wisdom. Elderly pilgrims share their knowledge with younger companions, passing down traditions and insights gained through decades of faith. These moments of intergenerational connection ensure that the spiritual lessons of Hajj continue to guide future generations, preserving the sacred knowledge that makes this journey meaningful. Completing the 7 circuits between Safa and Marwa marks a significant milestone in the Hajj journey. Pilgrims feel a sense of accomplishment mixed with profound gratitude for divine strength that carried them through physical and spiritual challenges. This moment of completion often brings overwhelming emotions, as the heart recognizes the transformative power of devoted service and the mercy that sustained them through their trials. Mina, the Valley of Tents, serves as the first major stop in the Hajj journey beyond the Grand Mosque. Here, pilgrims leave behind the intense spiritual atmosphere of Tawaf and prepare for the more physically demanding rituals ahead. The temporary city of white tents represents the transient nature of worldly life, reminding pilgrims that true home lies in divine presence rather than material comfort. The ritual of shaving the head, known as Hawk, represents complete submission to divine will and the shedding of past sins. As hair falls to the ground, pilgrims symbolically release worldly attachments and ego-driven concerns. This act of physical transformation mirrors the spiritual renewal taking place within their hearts, marking their transition from the old self to a purified state of devotion. For those who choose not to shave completely, the ritual of taksir involves cutting a small portion of hair as a symbolic offering. This act represents the willingness to sacrifice personal desires for divine pleasure, even in small measures. Pilgrims perform this ritual with focused concentration, understanding that every haircut carries spiritual weight and contributes to their journey of purification. The gathering in Mina represents the unity of the global Muslim community, where believers from every corner of the earth converge in shared devotion. The sight of millions in identical white garments erases distinctions of wealth, nationality, and social status, creating a visual representation of equality before God. This assembly serves as a powerful reminder that faith transcends human-made boundaries. Each dawn in Mina brings renewed spiritual energy and preparation for the rituals of the day. Pilgrims rise early to perform prayers and make supplications, their hearts focused on the sacred ceremonies ahead. The morning light symbolizes divine guidance illuminating their path, while their devotions prepare them for the profound spiritual experiences that await on this blessed day. Preparation for the journey to Arafat requires careful attention to both physical and spiritual needs. Pilgrims pack essential items while mentally preparing for the most important day of their pilgrimage. This time of preparation allows them to reflect on their intentions and focus their hearts on the profound spiritual experience that awaits them at the plain of Arafat, where divine mercy descends upon the faithful. In the quiet moments before departure, pilgrims engage in intense personal supplication, seeking divine guidance and mercy for the journey ahead. Their prayers encompass not only their own spiritual needs but also the concerns of family, friends, and the entire community of believers. These private moments of devotion prepare their hearts to receive the maximum spiritual benefit from the sacred rituals they are about to experience. The view toward Arafat fills pilgrims with both excitement and solemnity, as they anticipate the most crucial day of their spiritual journey. This moment of transition represents the movement from preparation to actualization, from earthly concerns to divine proximity. The heart recognizes the significance of what lies ahead, where standing in the presence of divine mercy will determine the success of their entire pilgrimage. The journey from Mina to Arafat represents the convergence of millions of hearts toward a single spiritual destination. This massive human migration demonstrates the power of faith to unite diverse peoples in shared devotion. Each pilgrim carries personal hopes and collective prayers, their individual journeys contributing to the greater spiritual elevation of the entire community of believers gathered in this sacred plain. The journey to Arafat provides pilgrims with precious time for reflection and spiritual preparation. As vehicles carry them toward the plain of mercy, their hearts turn inward in prayer and supplication. This transitional period allows them to shed worldly concerns and focus entirely on their spiritual objectives, ensuring they arrive at Arafat with hearts ready to receive divine blessings. The plain of Arafat, known as the Plain of Mercy, represents the climax of the Hajj pilgrimage where divine forgiveness descends upon the faithful. Standing here, pilgrims recognize their smallness before the vastness of divine mercy while simultaneously feeling the strength of collective devotion. This sacred ground witnessed the final sermon of the Prophet, making it the spiritual heart of the Islamic faith. The gathering at Arafat represents the largest peaceful assembly in human history, where millions of souls stand united in prayer and supplication. The sight of countless white figures creates a visual representation of equality before God, where worldly distinctions disappear in the presence of divine mercy. This collective devotion demonstrates the power of faith to unite humanity across all barriers of race, nationality, and social status. For many pilgrims, Arafat represents their final opportunity to seek divine forgiveness and mercy before departing this world. Elderly believers pour out their hearts in heartfelt supplication, their years of life experience giving weight to every prayer and tear. The intensity of their devotion reflects the urgency of seeking divine acceptance while time remains, making their prayers particularly moving and spiritually powerful. Young pilgrims experience Arafat with fresh hearts full of hope and spiritual potential. Their tears flow from the overwhelming recognition of divine mercy and the privilege of participating in this sacred gathering. The intensity of their devotion reflects the purity of youth combined with the wisdom of spiritual seeking, creating a powerful force for positive change in their lives and communities. The bonds formed on the plain of Arafat create lifelong connections between pilgrims from diverse backgrounds and cultures. Standing shoulder to shoulder in prayer, they recognize their shared humanity and common spiritual goals. These moments of unity demonstrate that faith creates stronger bonds than any earthly distinction, forming a global community united by devotion to divine principles and mutual support in spiritual growth. Prostration on the plain of Arafat represents the ultimate act of humility before divine majesty. Pilgrims place their foreheads on the sacred ground, symbolically returning to the earth from which humanity was created while seeking divine mercy. This physical act of submission mirrors the spiritual surrender taking place in their hearts, where ego and worldly concerns dissolve in the presence of infinite divine compassion. The tears shed on Arafat carry the weight of sincere repentance and heartfelt gratitude for divine mercy. Pilgrims pour out their souls in silent supplication, their tears washing away years of spiritual neglect and worldly distractions. These moments of intense emotional release represent the heart's recognition of divine compassion and its desperate need for forgiveness and spiritual renewal. Standing at the Mount of Mercy connects pilgrims directly to the final message of prophethood, where divine guidance was completed and perfected. This sacred spot witnessed the conclusion of revelation and the establishment of final religious teachings. Pilgrims who reach this location feel the profound weight of historical significance while experiencing the same divine mercy that descended upon the Prophet and his companions. The departure from Arafat marks the beginning of the next phase of pilgrimage, where pilgrims carry the spiritual blessings received into their continued journey. The sunset over the plain of mercy symbolizes the completion of the most crucial day, while the rising moon represents new spiritual beginnings. This transition period allows pilgrims to reflect on their experiences and prepare for the remaining rituals with renewed faith and understanding. The collection of pebbles at Muzdalifah represents preparation for the symbolic stoning of Satan, where pilgrims gather the tools needed to reject evil and temptation. These simple stones, chosen with care and intention, will soon become instruments of spiritual warfare against negative influences in their lives. The act of collection itself serves as a time of reflection on personal struggles with wrongdoing and the commitment to overcome spiritual obstacles. The night spent at Muzdalifah provides pilgrims with a unique opportunity for extended prayer and supplication under the open sky. Away from worldly distractions, they stand in the presence of divine mercy while reflecting on the profound experiences of Arafat. This quiet time allows for deep spiritual contemplation and the strengthening of resolve to live according to divine guidance in their daily lives. Sleeping under the open sky at Muzdalifah represents the ultimate act of trust in divine protection and the rejection of material comfort in favor of spiritual priorities. Pilgrims lie exposed to the elements, their faith providing greater security than any physical shelter. This experience of vulnerability and dependence on divine care strengthens their spiritual resolve and reminds them that true security comes from trust in heavenly protection rather than worldly possessions. The stoning of Satan represents the pilgrims' commitment to reject evil influences and negative temptations in their lives. By throwing pebbles at the designated pillars, they symbolically cast away personal struggles with wrongdoing and commit to spiritual purification. This ritual serves as a powerful reminder that the journey of faith requires constant vigilance against negative forces that seek to distract from divine guidance and moral living. Each pebble thrown represents a specific personal struggle or negative habit that the pilgrim seeks to overcome through divine assistance. The physical act of stoning becomes a powerful metaphor for the spiritual effort required to maintain moral integrity and resist temptation. This ceremony reminds pilgrims that spiritual growth requires active participation in rejecting negative influences while seeking divine strength to overcome personal weaknesses. Completing the stoning of Satan marks a significant victory in the pilgrim's spiritual battle against negative influences and worldly temptations. This moment of completion brings profound relief and spiritual satisfaction, as pilgrims recognize their commitment to moral living and divine guidance. The ceremony serves as a powerful reminder that faith requires constant effort to reject evil while embracing positive spiritual growth and moral development. The ritual sacrifice represents the pilgrim's willingness to give up precious possessions in obedience to divine commandments and gratitude for divine blessings. This act of sacrifice commemorates the willingness of Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his son in obedience to God, demonstrating that true faith requires complete submission to divine will. The ceremony reminds pilgrims that spiritual growth often requires letting go of worldly attachments for higher spiritual purposes. The completion of the sacrifice ritual brings overwhelming emotions of gratitude and spiritual fulfillment to pilgrims who recognize the magnitude of divine blessings in their lives. Their tears flow from deep appreciation for the opportunity to demonstrate faith through obedience, while also acknowledging the greater sacrifice made by divine messengers throughout history. This moment represents the heart's recognition of divine mercy and its commitment to live according to spiritual principles. The distribution of sacrificial meat represents the Islamic principle of sharing blessings with others, particularly those less fortunate. Pilgrims ensure that portions reach the poor and needy, demonstrating that true faith requires concern for community welfare and social justice. This act of charity transforms personal devotion into collective benefit, ensuring that the spiritual blessings of pilgrimage extend to improve the lives of others beyond the immediate participants. The final circumambulation of the Kaaba represents the completion of the Hajj pilgrimage and the pilgrim's successful journey toward spiritual purification and divine acceptance. This final Tawaf allows pilgrims to reflect on their transformative experience while expressing gratitude for divine guidance throughout their journey. The ceremony marks both an ending and a beginning, as pilgrims prepare to return to worldly life with renewed faith and spiritual strength. The completion of Hajj brings profound emotions of accomplishment, gratitude, and spiritual transformation as pilgrims recognize the successful fulfillment of one of Islam's most important religious obligations. Their tears flow from deep appreciation for divine strength that carried them through physical and spiritual challenges, while also acknowledging the profound personal growth and renewed faith that resulted from this sacred journey. This moment represents the heart's recognition of divine mercy and its commitment to live according to spiritual principles learned during the pilgrimage.